The gaming world is about to unleash pure chaos, brutal action, insane visuals, and worlds where only the toughest survive. From next-gen shooters to jaw-dropping open worlds, these are the 20 new upcoming badass games that will blow your mind and push your skills to the limit.
What are these things?
Chains of Lukomorye draws you into a haunting world where the echoes of war intertwine with the whispers of myth. Set in the shattered aftermath of World War I, this third-person action-adventure from indie studio Forge Ahead takes you deep into the ruins of a land scarred by both bullets and legends. You play as a soldier who has become a hunter of ancient spirits, embarking on a desperate quest to cross the thin veil between life and death in search of a lost loved one. Each step takes you deeper into a place where Slavic folklore bleeds into grim reality. Enchanted forests grow over bombed trenches, and ghostly guardians watch from beneath the fog. The visuals pulse with surreal beauty and pain, blending folklore and human tragedy into one hypnotic dream.
Verdict. Inescapable.
They won't stop me.
Then step through. Your trial awaits. The Cat by Yoon.
Imagine a world burned by nuclear fire where Europe lies in ruins, and the real threat isn't radiation, but something far worse creeping through the cracks of reality. That's Phantom Line. Developed by Anti-Static Studios, this cooperative shooter lets you and up to 3 friends join a paranormal SWAT unit, trained to confront supernatural anomalies invading our world. A demo already showed flashes of brilliance. Chaotic open-world missions, dark urban sectors alive with danger, and a slick balance between military precision and occult horror. It feels like Helldivers crashed into the world of Stalker, giving rise to something both tactical and terrifying. With no fixed release window yet, the game is still shrouded in mystery, but what's already out there promises one of the most original co-op shooters in years.
Zeus, wake up, soldiers. The world is not waiting for you. You still need to reach
The Wolf Among Us 2 pulls us back into the smoky, neon-lit alleys of Fabletown, a hidden world where fairy tale characters live among us, haunted by secrets and sin. You return as Bigby Wolf, the sheriff struggling to keep order in a city where every story has 2 faces. It's noir to the core, cigarettes, rain-slicked streets, and choices that carve deep scars into your conscience. The original game became a cult hit for its gritty storytelling, moral weight, and unforgettable characters. The sequel, years in the making, has lived through its own fable of resurrection, fully scripted, animated, and praised internally as better than the first, only to be delayed by publisher struggles. But even in silence, its legend grows.
Can I count? Brutal. A monster.
Always.
Under a Rock invites you to step through a rift in evolution itself. You're an explorer from the early 19th century, shipwrecked in a bizarre alternate world where nature took an unexpected turn. Towering beasts roam the jungles, ancient tribes guard their secrets, and every cave, cavern, and coastline hides something wondrous or deadly. The island is procedurally generated, meaning no 2 adventures unfold the same. Build your home from scratch, on the land or beneath the waves. Craft weapons, tame enormous creatures, or fish in crystal lagoons that hide monsters below. It's survival, discovery, and wild imagination woven into one living ecosystem. Under a Rock feels like a dream of exploration that never ends, where the laws of evolution bow to your curiosity. Covenant casts you into a world of divine ruin and shadowed glory. Told through a first-person perspective, you play as a messenger sent from above, an otherworldly warrior armed with both martial discipline and forbidden magic. The world around you is vast and intricately connected, half ancient temple, half crumbling fortress, echoing with the ghosts of forgotten wars. Combat flows like a ritual dance, swift melee strikes, thunderous spells, and sacred weapons forged in fire and faith. Every corridor drips with gothic atmosphere, every ruin hums with secrets older than the stars. Developed by Legion Studios, a small team of veterans from major shooter franchises, Covenant feels like a passion project born from reverence and rebellion alike, a dark fantasy vision carved with cinematic precision and mythic ambition.
He does not come but to kill, steal,
Then come.
save to strip the dead.
So, 100 kingdoms.
Operation Stutter is a psychological horror experience that grips your mind rather than your trigger finger. Set during the Cold War, you descend into the heart of a forgotten nuclear research bunker buried deep beneath the earth. What begins as an investigation quickly dissolves into paranoia and hallucination. There are no weapons here. Your only companion is a film camera, a fragile lens between you and the creeping madness around you. You'll use it to capture strange anomalies, uncover fragments of your own shattered identity, and piece together memories that might not even be yours. The visuals bleed Cold War propaganda and analog distortion. Dim hallways lit by flickering bulbs, old machinery humming with ghostly energy, and whispers that seem to come from the walls themselves.
Deformed. It's deteriorating. People.
Ascendant throws you into the chaos of a post-apocalyptic arena where strategy and survival merge into one brutal contest. You're part of a squad dropped into a world torn apart by rogue technology and mutant creatures, where rival teams fight for control over a precious resource known as biocores. The twist? Only 3 teams can emerge victorious, and the battlefield itself is alive. Maps shift, events unfold dynamically, and the rules can change mid-match. Every decision counts: when to strike, when to hide, and when to adapt to the madness closing in. It's fast, furious, and cinematic, a first-person shooter that turns every encounter into a test of instinct and teamwork. Set for a 2026 release, Ascendant looks like a vision of future warfare. Unpredictable, explosive, and endlessly replayable. Screamer roars back from the past, reinventing a classic arcade racer with a fierce anime flair and a dystopian heartbeat. This isn't just about crossing the finish line, it's about surviving the chaos. You'll race through neon cities and collapsing highways, armed with vehicles that double as weapons. Each car wields echo technology, allowing you to strike, deflect, and outmaneuver your rivals in high-speed combat. The action feels like an anime fever dream. Explosions of light, roaring engines, and an undercurrent of rebellion pulsing beneath every race. With a narrative-driven campaign and visceral vehicular battles, Screamer transforms the nostalgia of old-school racing into something fresh, electric, and emotional. La Divina Commedia is a dark fantasy action RPG that reimagines Dante's epic poem through the eyes of a warrior poet. Developed by the Milan-based Giamma Games, it invites you to descend through the circles of hell itself, where divine order has shattered and the world has fallen into sin and chaos. The game's combat blends hack and slash intensity with deep weapon customization and class-based mechanics, while procedurally generated extraction dungeons keep every descent unpredictable. Each layer of hell represents one of the 7 deadly sins, shaping your journey through punishment, temptation, and revelation. The art direction is breathtaking, gothic, baroque, and drenched in firelight and despair. Enginefall hurls you into a dystopian future where humanity's last refuge lies aboard colossal trains thundering through desolation. As a free railer, you fight, loot, and survive by leaping from train to train in a world that never stops moving. The concept is wild. A survival crafting extraction shooter where up to 85 players battle across massive Titan trains, starting from the back carriages and fighting their way toward the engine. Every match is a rolling war, with alliances forming and breaking under the roar of steel and steam. You'll scavenge for resources, upgrade your gear, claim your territory, or die trying to reach the front. It's social, chaotic, and cinematic in its scope. An evolving battlefield where the trains themselves feel alive.
Protect what's yours and fight. If the relentless waves of the engine room attacks get too much, upgrade your dagger to customize your look and playstyle for when you board the next train, or even potentially take full control. That is, if your own passengers don't take you down first. Remember, you can live amongst the filth, or you can get them to serve you, but you will always serve the train.
Reaper Actual throws you into the brutal chaos of Morova, a vast and ever-changing war island where survival is earned, not given. You play as a Reaper, a hardened mercenary caught between warring factions that shift alliances as often as the tides. Every raid, every skirmish, and every base you build carries real consequence, because everything in this world is persistent. Lose your stronghold, and it's gone. Win a battle, and your influence grows. The game blends open-world exploration, extraction shooter mechanics, and large-scale PvE warfare into one seamless experience. You'll gather intel, strike enemy outposts, form uneasy truces, and carve your legend into the island itself.
Another beautiful day in Morova.
Morova, Reaper.
Follow me.
Band of Crusaders casts you as the Grand Master of a knightly order in a grim, alternate medieval Europe devoured by demonic invasion. Sin itself has taken form, and it's your duty to lead holy warriors into the abyss. You'll recruit and train Crusaders, manage your camp, and command your army in brutal real-time tactical battles where positioning and strategy mean everything. Every encounter demands sacrifice. Every choice reshapes your faith and fate. The world is dark and unforgiving, a sandbox of decaying kingdoms, corrupted relics, and the faint glow of divine resistance. Its strategy and storytelling intertwine, with the weight of every fallen soldier hanging heavy on your conscience.
We believe that Hellkind can be purged from these lands. Of spawn, we train together, we eat and pray together, and we trust in the strategic mind of our grandma. But our ally is light, and we shall soak our enemies.
Vanran drags you into a grim tale of vengeance and redemption, a dark fantasy world where a fallen slave rises against gods and demons alike. You wield a cursed blade, a weapon sealed by forgotten magic, and must choose between two paths, salvation or unrelenting revenge. The combat is fast, visceral, and deeply skill-based, built around fluid chains of attacks, precise dodges, and deadly parries that make every duel feel personal. Randomized dungeons keep the tension alive, while enormous bosses tower like living nightmares. The atmosphere drips with despair and beauty, ruined temples, burning skies, and haunting silence before every battle. Developed by indie studio Bakuzus, Vanran carries the spirit of the Souls-like genre, but infuses it with its own raw emotion and identity.
Eternal darkness shall be your torment.
The Night Wanderer is where science fiction collides with ancient legend. You play as Vuko Drakanen, an elite soldier sent to the alien world of Midgard to investigate a vanished research expedition. But this is no ordinary planet. It's a place where medieval landscapes and advanced technology coexist, where runes and machines speak the same language of power. As you explore, you'll face alien beasts, hostile tribes, and your own creeping corruption that threatens to consume you from within. The gameplay fuses Souls-like combat with the intricate world design of a Metroidvania, wrapped in the quest-driven structure of a classic RPG. Each region reveals new mysteries. Each battle tests your humanity.
Carrying her beloved. And to the warrior. They were all wrong. He was.
Cinder City ignites with chaos and ambition. an MMO tactical shooter set in the ruins of Seoul, where the skyline itself becomes a battlefield. Hundreds of players clash across massive 7x7 kilometer zones filled with towering skyscrapers, shattered streets, and colossal mechs. You can snipe from the tops of high-rises, storm buildings in close-quarters combat, or pilot mechanized war machines through fiery debris. It's not just shooting, it's strategy, coordination, and control of urban warfare at a massive scale. The world feels alive with dynamic events, shifting objectives, and a mix of open-world exploration and instanced boss battles. Developed by NCSoft's Big Fire Games, it blends the intensity of The Division with the freedom of a true MMO sandbox. Deepest Fear plunges you into the crushing silence of the deep ocean, a place where science and nightmare become one. You play as Dr. Danny Carroll, a scientist trapped within a submerged research facility that hides ancient horrors beneath layers of steel and salt water. Every creaking hallway and dimly lit lab feels alive, ready to burst open as the sea itself turns against you. Flooding can strike at any moment, reshaping the environment, forcing you to adapt or drown. Strange creatures lurk in the shadows, emerging from the walls, floors, and the black abyss beyond. The gameplay merges first-person shooting, immersive sim mechanics, and Metroidvania exploration, giving you freedom to uncover secrets, or unleash what should have stayed buried. It's claustrophobic, beautiful, and terrifying, with atmosphere so thick you can almost feel the weight of the water pressing against your lungs.
What the hell happened to these people?
Please! Oh God!
The Guild Europa 1410 resurrects a legendary strategy simulation series, placing you back into the turbulent heart of medieval Europe. You begin humbly, a blacksmith, a merchant, maybe a tailor, but your goal is far grander: to build a dynasty that spans generations. This world thrives on ambition, intrigue, and danger. You'll expand your business, trade goods, manipulate politics, and navigate both noble courts and the criminal underworld. Every decision shapes your family's legacy and the fate of your city. Developed by Ashbourne Games and published by THQ Nordic, this new chapter promises a faithful return to the series' roots with modern depth, more dynamic economies, sharper AI rivals, and an emphasis on power, wealth, and influence.
Which path will you choose?
Lost Hellden paints a world both cursed and breathtaking, a 3D JRPG that feels hand-painted and alive with sorrow. In this universe, the 7 deadly sins aren't metaphors. They're real forces corrupting the land, twisting it into something both beautiful and broken. You step into the role of a hero burdened by fate, exploring a story rich with conspiracies, emotional revelations, and moral struggles. Combat is where classic JRPG roots meet modern innovation, blending real-time action with tactical precision, letting every choice in battle carry narrative weight. Artisan Studios, working alongside publisher Quali, have crafted something that feels intimate yet epic. Vivid environments, soulful character designs, and a haunting score that wraps around the player like a dream. Retrieval pulls you into a haunting sci-fi nightmare on the distant planet Ryhalion, where nothing is as it seems. You play as Hana Loshe, commander of a research team sent to uncover alien secrets, only to be trapped underground in a labyrinth of horror and regret. It's part survival, part psychological descent, wrapped in retro-futuristic design that recalls both 80s sci-fi and the loneliness of space exploration. As you explore, you'll uncover logs, memories, and strange artifacts that tell a story of friendship, love, and betrayal, all while something monstrous hunts you in the dark. Every corridor hums with tension, every flickering light feels like a heartbeat. Retrieval is less about fighting your way out and more about facing what's inside. The fear, the guilt, and the truth buried deep beneath the surface.
Always searching for answers we should have never asked.
There's something we can do.
There is no end.
Disciples Domination continues the saga of Nevendar, a dark fantasy realm steeped in sin, faith, and endless war. 15 years after the last chapter, you once again step into the role of Aviana, a ruler torn between the light of duty and the shadows of corruption. The world around you is fractured, alliances crumble, factions fight for supremacy, and every decision you make ripples through the land. The gameplay blends tactical, turn-based combat with real-time exploration, allowing you to traverse vast strategic zones while managing armies, politics, and personal choices. It's both an evolution and a homecoming. Richer storytelling, deeper systems, and the same gothic atmosphere that defined the series. Disciples. Domination feels like the return of true dark fantasy strategy, where every battle is a prayer and every victory demands a sacrifice.
You're dead. The Liberator reigns!
For Nevendar!